What?
What?
What the hell is this?
Harumph. I didn't get a harumph out of that guy.
Give the governor harumph.
Harumph!
You watch your ass.
I see you shiver with anticipation.
Let the show begin.
Hey everybody, this is David Heretic coming at you with another edition of Reactions, Reviews, and Rants. And tonight, I think this is a guy. I'm not 100% sure. Let's go with the guy, and if I'm wrong, we can always correct it. Making his debut on the channel tonight, we have Ariel Posen. Yes, indeed. How about that? Ariel Posen making his debut on the channel. I hope it's a guy. I really do. If it's not a guy, we'll have to get hit with corrections and retractions and make that fix real quick. Before we go any further, for those of you who are feeling inclined to doing all of the clicks and the likes and the bibbidi bop, do me a favor before you do all that stuff. Please watch the whole video first, okay? Give me a chance to actually earn those clicks and likes. Now, after the video's done, if you still feel like doing all those clicks and likes, then by all means, feel free to click away. This comes as a request from Vegard, and Vegard wanted to see me react to this song by Ariel Posen called Fade.
Why don't you all just fade away?
Now, have I heard the song before? No, I have not. To the best of my knowledge, this does not resonate with me in any way, shape, or form. However, there's always a possibility I may have heard the song in passing and I just don't realize it. So as always, if I start listening to the song and I suddenly go, wait a second, hold it, I recognize this song, I'll let you know.
That's the truth.
You know me, I'm gonna be honest with you guys. This was posted by Ariel Posen, shocking, and the video has 130,000 views. It'll get you there. Other than that, there's really nothing else left to say. Link to the original video will be down below in the video description for your viewing pleasure at your leisure. Let's get started. What do you say? Are you ready? Are you ready? Because here we go. All right, here we go. Ariel Posen, Fade, live. So we have a live performance here. Always a good thing. All right, let's do this.
All right, boy, let's do this.
1, 2, 3.
Waiting on forever. Watch the years go by. Right in return to sender. 'Cause all I want is one more time. I think of last September and all the ones before. And for the ones I can't remember,
Okay, nice harmonies.
there's another knocking at my door.
Good three-part
I
harmonies.
find something inside, pushing and pulling. Fade, everything will fade, melt into the days, and I can't help it. Everything just seems to fade. All my life I've wondered, where do I go from here? I'm on the surface, but underneath, everything just disappeared. If I had the answers, if I had the time, then I could spend all my days without having to live behind my eyes.
Not normally my cup of tea. Not normally my jam, not normally my bag, not normally something I would listen to. Having said that, this is good. This is good. A nice laid back, seriously laid back feel, but at the same time, still having a little bit of that push, thanks to the snare and the placement of the snare. Snare is not laid back at all. Snare is hitting right on the 2 and 4s. Everybody else, though, laid back. Bass player playing on the upbeats. Bum, ba, 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 ba. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and. I love it. I love it. Not playing downbeats. Definitely adding to a little bit of that push against that laid back feel because he is playing on the upbeats. Guitars sound really nice. I love his slide on the guitar. I got the slide on the pinky. Some really tasteful sliding. The other guitar player, piano player, kind of filling out the sound. I like it. Vocally, I think is where I'm having the most enjoyment. It's definitely the most impressive part of the performance. Hearing them sing live, 3-part harmony, not easy to do. You really got to work at it, and you got to practice it and make sure everybody's hitting their notes properly at the right times. They're nailing it out of the park on their harmonies, man. They really are. Sounds good. Nice blend. Nobody's stepping on anybody. It's just a very nice triad that they're forming with the 3-part harmonies. It sounds great. I have zero complaints about this. So let's keep going here.
Everything will fade, melted to the days, and I can't help it. Everything just seems to fade.
I like the use of the finger picking. More of a softer attack.
Everything will fade, melt into the days, and I can't help it. Everything just seems to fade. Everything will fade.
Dynamic control for the backing vocals. Sounds good. Finger picking again. Not playing end. One and 2 and 3 and 4 and let it fade. No pun intended. Ah! But the final beat, the final hit, hitting on the and of 4, not hitting on the downbeat of 1 of the next measure, just hitting on the upbeat of 4 and letting it fade out like that. Smart move. Smart move. Not a lot to talk about. There really isn't. It's pretty straight ahead, but a couple of things I do want to mention for sure. Let me get my thoughts together. I'll see you in the review, and we'll talk about it. Well, there you go, folks. That was Ariel Posen with Fade. This was a request from Vegard. So glad I was right about being a guy. Whew, don't have to hit myself with corrections and retractions. I'm very thankful for that. Not a lot to talk about. and honestly, most of what I was going to talk about, I talked about during the course of the reaction, so I'm going to hit some bullet points there. Couple other things I do want to mention, though. So it shouldn't be too long. I mean, it's not going to be less than 5 minutes, but I don't see it taking more than 10. So let's get to the score, and then from the score, we'll go to the review. On a scale of 1 to 10, believe it or not, I'm going to give that an 8.1. Yep, 8.1. I feel good about that score. Let me tell you why.
Why?
Okay, first things first, an 8.1. What does that mean? Well, an 8.1 would translate to a great scale rating, so overall, I think this was a great song. It would get 4 to 5 stars and an A- letter grade. So there you go, an 8.1, great scale rating, 4 to 5 stars, and A- letter grade. Now, how did I come up with that score? So glad you asked. Okay, I mentioned this during the reaction. It's not my cup of tea. This is not something I would ever listen to on a regular basis. It's not my usual jam. It's not my usual bag. But having said that, what they did was nice. It was really nice. I could see Mrs. Heretic loving this. I really could. I might just pull her in here one day if she's able to film one of these days. I may just pull her in here, and there's a couple of songs I wanted to react to. I may just, because I think personally, I think she would love it probably more than I did, and have her do reactions to them and see what she thinks. This would definitely be one of them. This and Danny Vera, and there's a couple others. Anyway, the song, the chordal progression, not complex, very simple, very easy, very straight ahead. But having said that, like I've always said on the channel, simple can be effective when it's done properly. This was done properly. It had a laid back feel through the entire song. However, there were elements happening that still gave it a little bit of a push. In particular, the snare placement and how the snare was not laid back. It was right on top of the beat. And the bass player playing on the upbeats, on the ands instead of on the downbeats. Instead of playing 1, 2, 3, 4, he was playing and. Gave it a little bit of a push against the laid back feel that everybody else was creating. It was nice, and it all fit together perfectly. The rhythm guitarist and the keyboardist filling out the sound really nicely. I like it. The big thing about the song was the 3-part harmonies that were being pulled off flawlessly. My goodness. Though their triads were spot on every single time. I had no issue with them whatsoever. The dynamic control. I didn't talk about this during the reaction. I mentioned it towards the end. I did say the great dynamic control on the vocals. I couldn't help but notice that during about the last, I would say about 30 to 40 seconds of the song, couldn't help but notice that the vocals were getting softer and softer and softer and softer. What were they doing? They were fading themselves out. No pun intended.
I've been waiting all episode to use that pun.
But they were absolutely doing that on purpose, and they did a great job of it. Along with the instrumentation, slowly, not quite as large of a fade. The fade wasn't quite as big on the instrumentation, but I did notice them decrescendoing slightly, not as much as the vocals were. Vocals were decrescendoing much quicker than the instruments were, but it still sounded really good. The slide work, I believe that's Ariel Posen doing the lead vocals and the slide guitar. Really nice. I love the fact that he was finger picking when he was sliding and not using a actual pick. Utilizing an actual pick is going to give you more of a percussive attack. And with a song like this, I mean, if you were to use a pick, would it have sounded good? Yeah, it would have sounded good. It absolutely would have sounded just fine. But by utilizing the fingers, it gives it a little bit of a softer attack and not as percussive. And with this style of a song, definitely needed. I think that was a great call on his part, utilizing the fingers. No, overall, this was great. This was great. I mean, I like I said, will this ever go on a playlist? No, not on my playlist. Absolutely not. but I see the appeal, I see the value, and I see the talent. I mean, these guys sounded great, especially in a live setting. So yeah, take everything into account here. Believe it or not, I'm giving it a great score of 8.1. Absolutely deserved, and that's where we're gonna stay. So let's wrap everything up here in a nice shiny bow, shall we? We have an 8.1, which is a great skill rating, 4 out of 5 stars, and an A- letter grade. Take your pick, I don't care, whichever one of those floats your boat. Final word, final score, I have spoken. Well, that's gonna do it for this edition of Reactions, Reviews, and Rants. Hope you all enjoyed the show. Hopefully I was able to entertain you. If I was able to put a smile on your face and brighten your day, then I did my job, and I'm so glad I could do it. If you guys feel like joining the fan base, go ahead and click on that button down there. If you guys want to like the video, go ahead and like the video. If you guys want to ring the bell, go ahead and ring the bell. It honestly doesn't make any difference at all to me, but if you guys feel like doing these things, well then by all means, feel free to do so. Well, that's going to do it for tonight, folks. Thank you very much for watching, and as always, this is David Heretic signing off, reminding you to stay fabulous and support each other. Later. Peace.